Hi, I'm Karina, Wig Hair Self-Care, and today we're discussing washing your human hair wig or topper. Now I know it can seem a little overwhelming if you're new to wig or toppers, but I promise you the process is quite easy and I'm going to show you how I do it while giving you a few tips along the way. So one of the most important things when you're washing your wig or topper is to figure out when it needs to be washed. Now you don't want to overwash your human hair wig or topper because it can shorten the lifespan. So what you want to do is you want to find that special sweet spot where you are wearing it long enough without washing it, but not letting it get too nasty where it gets really ratty and difficult to maintain. So this is one of the go-to methods that I use to figure out if my wig or topper needs to be washed. When I run my fingers through it and it's just really nappy. You can feel it with your hands and it just feels like it's saturated with product and just overall has a nappy look to it. This topper is a little overdue for a wash, but because I always wear her underneath a hat or in a low pony, I could extend it out a little bit longer. So this lady is really ready for a wash. So let's quickly discuss what we need in order to get started, and then we will wash this topper together. You're going to want a large sink or a bowl. You're going to get your product. This is kind of what I choose to use. This is Aveda. I really like Aveda products. I feel like they don't have any too harsh chemicals in it. It's fairly natural. I just started using this Botanical repair. I do really like it. You can really use any high quality shampoo or conditioner and it'll be fine on your human hair wig or topper. But again, this is kind of what I prefer. So you need your shampoo, conditioner, and then some sort of leave-in treatment just so that you make sure you're taking care of those ends. I also like to use a wig stand like this to dry the wig or topper. Now this one is ideal because it is not a canvas wig stand, which could stretch out your wig especially or your topper. And it doesn't have any material on it so that it will allow the air to circulate and air dry without getting your canvas topper or your canvas wig stand a little mildewy. We don't want that. And then you're also going to need a towel and importantly, a hairbrush. This will be to basically brush out the wig or topper before you start washing it, and then again after you've applied your conditioner. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start filling up our bowl with warm water. Not hot water, not cold water, warm water. And then I'm going to apply a few squirts of our shampoo into the bowl. Okay, then you're going to take your wig or topper and you are going to brush it out. Once again, this is really important just to remove any of those tangles ahead of time before you're putting her in the water because it will become tangled again. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and dunk it into the warm soapy water. Now notice that as I dunk my topper in there, I want to keep my part where it is. So I just place my thumb over the part line and this allows me to dunk it in and kind of swish it around without changing the part line. So I'm just kind of protecting where I want that part line to fall. You don't have to do this. This is just kind of how I like to do it because I like my part line the way it is. I've plucked my part line, so it has a little bit more of a natural look right along that part line, so that just helps maintain that look. Okay, so I've swished it around. I have it nice and wet. Notice I'm not scrubbing or being really vigorous with it. When I squeeze it, I'm gently squeezing out the water from the topper. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another little squirt of my shampoo. And this I'm going to apply right around the cap, you know, because sometimes it gets a little funky. So you want to make sure you give that a little bit of a good scrub. I'm being really delicate on this monotop area. I am going to just gently wash that part line to remove any of the powder that I've applied. That helps conceal those knots. And I do want to remove it because I just want to give myself a fresh, clean start. But I'm not scrubbing the hair. I'm just gently rubbing the shampoo onto the hair, onto the monotop, and onto the wefting. Okay, now I'm gonna place this in the water and allow it just to sit there in the soapy water for about 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, so now I'm going to gently pull the topper out of the water. We're gonna swish her around a couple more times to remove some of the soap. And then again, we're just going to gently squeeze the water from the hair. We're not going to really squeeze it hard or pull on it. And then I like to always kind of assess how nasty my water looks to confirm that yes, indeed, I did need to wash my topper, which is kind of nasty. Okay, so now we're going to rinse it out just gently. You can just allow the water to pour over your wig or topper. Pretty easy. When you feel as though most of the soap has been washed out, you can again gently squeeze the water from the topper. Now I like to use my same bowl, flip it upside down, and place my topper on top of it, just like you would the wig stand. Then go ahead and get your conditioner. Squirt a little bit into the palm of your hand. Now, it's really important that when you're working with conditioner and wigs and toppers that you really stay away from any hand-tied area. Okay, you don't want to get the conditioner anywhere in this area. That just can help loosen those knots, and we really don't want that. So we really are careful when we're applying conditioner to keep it localized to the hair, specifically the ends of the hair. So that's why I like to use 2 hands so that I can make sure I'm keeping the hair, or I'm keeping the conditioner, on the hair and not the wefting or the monotop area. So I work on the ends first and kind of work my way up. Now I do want to apply a little bit to the top, so I'm not going to like completely ignore the top of the hair, but I'm just really going to be careful about not getting it on that monotop area. Okay, now depending on the state of the hair, it may need a deep conditioning, in which case I would apply a deep conditioner right now and let it sit there for an hour to an hour and a half. I know that seems like a really long time to let conditioner just sit on the hair, but remember, it's not your bio hair. It's not getting the natural oils produced by your scalp on a daily basis. This is subject to the elements without the benefit of the natural oils that your skin produces. So a deep conditioning where it's just sitting on the hair for an hour to an hour and a half every once in a while is highly recommended. Okay, we have now let the conditioner sit on the hair for at least 5 minutes up to an hour and a half. Now you can go ahead and rinse your topper. Once again, I'm going to place my thumb on top of the part line so that I can maintain that part line. We're gonna rinse it with warm to cool water. You do want to make sure that you're staying away from hot water when you're washing your topper or wig. You don't need it, and it just can wash out the color. It can dry out the hair. So stay from like lukewarm to cool water. All right, I've given her a really good rinse. We're gently squeezing out the excess water. And then now I'm going to use that towel. So I'm going to lay my topper onto the towel, and I'm going to gently fold the towel over it and then press to get out any extra water from the topper. Okay, now you're going to use your wig stand. Place your topper or wig on the wig stand, and follow it up with a quick brush. This doesn't have to be a really intricate brushing because you're gonna want to apply a little bit of a leave-in treatment and you can brush again in a little bit. But we're just getting out those initial tangles. One little one little tip, there we go, when you're brushing out your wig or topper, just like if you were detangling like your daughter's hair, you would kind of want to work from the bottom. If there are a lot of tangles, just work from the bottom and move your way up. And that way you're not yanking the hair out from the topper. You're just working those tangles out. You could almost treat it as though you were brushing your own hair, not wanting to just rip through all of those tangles. Okay, so we've brushed through our topper. Now I'm going to apply a leave-in treatment to my topper. Once again, this is Botanical Repair, and this is a leave-in treatment, strengthening treatment. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit, focusing on the ends of the hair. If you were applying a leave-in conditioner, you can do that before you brush the hair. And just kind of let it sit on there for like a couple minutes before you brush through it. When I'm applying it to the hair in the front of the topper, I like to kind of just like hold on to the top of it and like pull it away, almost like you're brushing your own hair up and away from your face. That same kind of concept, and that way you make sure you get those pieces that are getting touched all the time and handled, because the more you handle it, the more wear and tear. Now that I've incorporated my leave-in treatment into the wig or topper, I want to make sure that I like where the part line is, because I am actually going to let it air dry to where it's like par dry, it's almost dry, and then I will blow dry it. Now this is made from Burmese hair, so if I wanted it to dry with a little natural wave or curl to it, I would just leave it alone and let it air dry completely. It's totally up to you if you want to blow dry it all the way from soaking wet to dry, you want to let it air dry all the way, or if you want to let it kind of air dry and then blow dry it to finish it. Personally, I like to let it air dry as much as it can and then blow dry it to give it more of a sleek look, because I think that's doing less damage to the hair. You're applying less heat, less damage, extending the longevity of the topper. And I'll let it air dry just like this. So as you could see, washing your wig or topper doesn't have to be overwhelming. The process is quite simple. If you have any questions or if I neglected to include something, please comment below and I will be sure to get back to you. Otherwise, subscribe for more wig and topper tips and content.